Are you tired of the same old boring Sudokus? You want to solve something that's not only fun, but also part of something bigger? I will give you my top 5 coloring hacks that you can use to solve hard Sudoku in a fun and creative way. Click below if you want to give this puzzle a go. And with that, it's solving time. Look here in block 4. You have this one coming up, column 2, and this one cutting across row 4. There's only 2 possibilities for 1 in block 4. So what I just did was called Snyder notation. Anytime in a 3 by 3 block, you have 2 possibilities for candidate. You can mark it. In case we solve one, we can solve the other right away. And it also, this one acts as a pointing pair. Since the ones are restricted in block 4 to column 3, a 1 cannot be anywhere else in column 3 outside the block. So you can't have a 1 here anymore. You couldn't have one here because of this one. You couldn't have it there for that one. But that's going to help us out with a solve. And it leads me to also my first tip. So hack number 1 is find conjugate pairs. Conjugate pair means, this one, either this is true, if that's not a 1, this has to be 1. So these ones are a conjugate pair. They affect each other. Solving one or not solving one will affect the other. So this pointing pair, this one, we can solve for 1 up here in block 1. And then we're going to look for some more conjugate pairs and solves. With these 2 ones right here, we can solve for 1 here. With these 2 ones and this one, we can solve for 1 in block 9. And so now we do want to do some Snyder marking and get some more conjugate pairs on the board. Let's look in block 6. You have this one and you have this one here. There's only 2 possibilities. We'll put Snyder ones right there. Greetings, friend. This is the first puzzle from my newest puzzle pack called Floral Spectrum, a Coloring Puzzle Collection. I want to thank Garlic Bread Fries, who made all the amazing puzzles in this pack. Not only do all the puzzles look like beautifully colored flowers, you notice this does look like a tulip, but you also need to use some coloring techniques to solve them. I will show you how to solve this puzzle using those techniques and then how to get the rest of this puzzle pack. Let's look at the 2s. Where can they be in block 2? Because of this 2 and this 2, got Snyder 2s right there, another conjugate pair. And then in block 6, with this 2 and this 2, we have a pointing pair of 2s. And so the 2 with this pointing pair of 2s, only 2 possibilities, Snyder 2s in block 3. Look at the 3s. We can actually make a solve now. We have these 2 3s and this 3, only 1 place for 3 in block 5. Now with these 2 3s and this 3, you can solve for 3 in block 4. And with these 2 3s, you can solve for a 3 in the corner, in block 7. Nice job there. And then with these 2 3s and these 2 3s, we can solve for 3 in block 3 and finish out all of the 3s. The 4s, we're going to forego in block 1 with this 4 and this 4. We actually have a pointing pair of 4s there in block 1, only 2 possibilities. And then with this 4 cutting across and this 4, creates another pointing pair of 4s in block 3. And so now 4 can't be here anymore. And with this 4, we can actually do Snyder 4s in block 9. And then with these 2 4s, we have Snyder 4s in block 5. And that's it for the 4s. All right, for the 6s, let's look in block 6. You have this 6 coming down, this 6 cutting across. We have pointing pair of 6s, and 6 and these 6s. And this 6, we can actually do Snyder 6s now in block 9. And then in block 5, because of this 6, we have another pointing pair of 6s. And so this 6, pointing pair of 6s, and this 6, Snyder 6s in block 5. And then with this 6, we actually have 3 possibilities for 6. We're not going to mark it in block 1. Look at the 7s. Where can they go in block 8? Well, with this 7, 2 possibilities for 7 right there. And you can kind of notice right here that the 7s, because of this 7 and these 2 7s, can only go in these 2 spots in block 2. And this brings up to hack number 2. You want to find bi-value cells. What we have here is when you have the 6 and 7 on top of each other in the Snyder notation, that is a hidden pair. In this case, it's actually a naked pair because all other 7 digits are filled out in block 4. Either way, we can do that as a 6, 7. BVCs are important because they will lead to more links of finding those conjugate pairs that helps with our coloring that we're going to do here in just a little bit. And so now we can look for where the 8s can be because of this 8 and this 2 and this 8 and this 2 here. We actually have 8s on top of each other. So you have a 2, 8 hidden pair right there, which is going to give us a 5, 9 naked pair. So we're going to create some BVCs. Looking good. And then what else can we do with the 8s? We can look for in block 5. You have this 8. So 2 possibilities for an 8. Snyder 8's there. And then in block 6 with these 2 8s, you got a pointing pair of 8s. And you got the 8 right here. And guess what? We're going to create 9 on top of each other, another hidden pair, 2 more BVCs. There are going to be a lot of BVCs, and that's going to help us. You know, this is going to be a good puzzle for coloring. Now let's look where a 9 can be in block 7. You notice that because the 9 is here, it can't be in that spot. And because of this 9 can't be here, the only place left for a 9 is right there. And then with this 9 cutting across row 4 and this 9 right here, we have 1 9 on top of each other, another hidden pair, another BVC. Awesome. And then with this 9 and this 9, we can actually look and see you have 2 possibilities for a 9 right there, but we can do a little bit better because of this 9 right here and the 9 and now this 5, 9 acting as a pointing pair. There's only one place for a 9 in block 3. So that's a 9 displacing that Snyder 4, which will displace the Snyder 4 over here and solve this cell for a 4. And so now with these 2 9s, we can displace Snyder 9 right there, solve this for a 9, displacing that Snyder 4. Okay, and then with these 2 4s, we can put 4s here in block 8. And now it's time to start looking for that featured strategy. And this is my hack number 3. You want to look for remote pair possibilities. A remote pair is a chain of the similar bi-value cells. You want at least 4 or more, always an even amount. Let's look at where the 5s and 7s can be. Go here in column 1. There's only 2 possibilities left. We got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9. So it has to be a 5 or a 7. Okay, and if you look here in row 8, you'll notice it's the same 7 and it's given. So it can also be a 5, 7. So another set of 5, 7. And the key is that a 5, 7 remote pair, if we do find a remote pairs can also be solved by using coloring. And so when you see a lot of that, you can know that you can use some coloring and you're also going to get some great solves there. And now because of the 6, 8, you actually have 5, 7 naked pair here in block 9. And so we want to focus on how this chain's working. We got 4 cells here. Add this, that's the 5th cell. Let's fill out what's up here in block 3. All right, we got 2, 5, 7 there. And because there's already a 2 in the column, we got a 5, 7. So you have another 5, 7. This 5, 7, though, is not connected to these other 5, 7s. But this is going to help us out. And so I'm going to give you my hack number 4. If you're doing simple coloring, then you're just looking for single candidates. So if we just looked at the 5s and if we just looked at the 5s, the way we can do it the coloring is you alternate the colors. So we're going to use green and purple. And so if this is a 5, that would not be a 5. And that would force a 5 right there. And I'll put that in the green. And so whoever is right here, it matches right there. And then this would not be a 5. So you have if that's a 5, that can't be a 5, that would be a 5, that can't be a 5. So the purples would be the same digits and the greens would be the same digits. Now, the other part of this hack is multicoloring can be used when you have multiple candidates. So when you have this 5, 7, you'll notice the 7 is the same thing. If this is a 5, then this has to be a 7. And so if this is a 5, that'd be a 7. This can't be a 7, that'd be a 7. Same thing. And so you got 5, 7, 5, 7. You're going to alternate the 2 digits. And so you can use multicoloring with 2 digits, and you're going to be able to make twice the eliminations. And so our last hack, and hopefully this is how coloring works, is you can eliminate candidates from any cell that sees both colors. So one idea is, since you have both colors in block 9, you can eliminate those candidates from block 9. We kind of know that because it's a 5-7 naked pair, but a 5-7 couldn't be anywhere else in the block. Where else do you have a cell that sees both colors? These are 2 different colors right here, right? So if this is a 5, that'd be a 7, that'd be 5, that'd be a 7. And if this is a 7, then this would be a 5. So you have a 5 in one, a 7 in the other. We can eliminate a 5-7 from any cell that sees both. So you can eliminate the 5 and 7 from right there. We're going to be able to solve that for a 2. And you may be able to solve hard Sudoku like this faster than you think. If you join a Smarty Party, you get the rest of this puzzle pack and then a new pack each month featuring 4 to 6 themed puzzles. Plus, my Classic and Super Smarty members get a tutorial video link to help you with the featured strategy. Best of all, I give a video shout out to everyone who sends me the correct solution. You also get exclusive video content, discounts on my Buy Me a Coffee page to include free, that's right, free access to all my previous puzzle packs from that year. Members have told me that my puzzle pack Sudokus are their favorites. They love to find the featured technique and how the theming works. Click on the pinned comment, join the Smarty Party, and start solving exclusive puzzles that are both challenging and fun, because you want to solve fun puzzles, right? Now we put this 2 here. What can we solve with it? Let's look over here in block 2. Since this is a 2, this has to be an 8. It means this is now going to be a 2. And with this 8 and this 8, we can solve for an 8 in block 1. And then with these 2 8s, we can solve for an 8 in block 7. And then with these 2 8s, solve for an 8 here, disambiguating that 6. All right, let's remove our coloring, and I'm going to do what's called following the Snyder. Now we're going to just follow some of our marks and get more solves in this puzzle. Let's look at where the 6s can be. All right, we just saw the 6 right here. And with this 6, we can solve for a 6 in block 7. And the only place left is going to be a 2. And then with this 6, where can a 6 go in block 2? It can only go right here, which is going to allow us to disambiguate the 7 and 6 in block 2. And look here in block 5. We have this 8. You can displace that Snyder 8. Solve this for an 8. Displace the Snyder 6. Displace that Snyder 4. All right. And now with this 6, you can displace the Snyder 6 here. Solve this cell for a 6. This 8 is going to allow us to displace the Snyder. Solve this for an 8. Displacing that Snyder 2. And now with this 4, we can displace the Snyder 4 down here and solve this cell for a 4. All right, doing great work here. And now down to this 2. We have the 2 here and this 2. We solve this cell for a 2, displacing that Snyder 7. And now we're going to be able to start solving our wonderful remote pair, because this has to be a 5. That's going to be a 7. That's going to be the 5. That's going to be a 7. And that's going to be the 5. As you can see, this cell's a 7 and that cell's a 5. And then this 7 allows us to disambiguate the 5, 7 up here. Only one cell remaining in the row. That's got to be a 7. And what else can we do with this? Well, you notice that we don't have a 5 in block 8, so this has to be a 5. Disambiguating the 9, 5 right there. We're going to continue to follow this Snyder. All right, because we have a 9 here. I don't see a 9 in block 5, so that's got to be your 9. Disambiguating the 9 and the 1 in block 4, and then we can displace that Snyder mark, solve for 1 in block 6. Okay, I see another full house right here. I know with certainty I can solve this cell now for a 5, allowing us to solve for a 5 right there, and this has got to be your 7. With these 2 7s, we can solve this cell for a 7, and our last digit is a 2. Smarty Party members would take note of row 9, 382, 147, 956 to add to their final solution. You have to be a member to enjoy the rest of this delightfully colorful pack and get a shout out when you complete it. See if you can apply multicoloring to this other puzzle by garlic bread fries. Thank you so much for watching.